Morning students, welcome to all fours e-learning classes, right? We are discussing morphology of flowering plants. In morphology of flowering plants, we are discussing about a flower. What is a flower? Sir, if you take a complete flower, if you take a which flower? Complete flower. If you take a complete flower, what is the meaning of complete flower? Flower with calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. In the introduction of flower we discussed. Yes or no? Right. Flower with what? Calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. That flower is called as a complete flower. Okay, right. Therefore, if you take a what? Complete flower, if you take a complete flower, how many holes you are going to see? 4 holes. How many holes are present in a complete flower, sir? In general, 4 holes. Sir, this outermost hole is called as calyx. Outermost hole is called as what? Calyx. This second hole is called as corolla. What it is called as a corolla. Whereas this third one is called as androecium. What it is called as a androecium, right? Whereas this fourth one is called as what? Gynoecium. This fourth one is called as gynoecium, right? Sir, in this calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, right? Calyx and corolla, these two are non-essential organs of a flower. Yes or no? We already discussed this statement. Calyx and corolla, these are non-essential organs of a flower. Whereas androecium and gynoecium, these are essential organs of a flower. Androecium and gynoecium are essential organs of a flower. Okay, right? Now in this topic flower, first we are going to discuss about calyx. Okay, what are the first ones, sir? Calyx. Go for calyx. Now see this diagram. Sir, in this diagram, who is the outermost hole, sir? Calyx. Therefore, calyx is the outermost hole of a flower. It is the outermost hole of non-essential organs. Sir, non-essential organs means calyx and corolla. In these two, who is outer, sir? Calyx. Yes or no? Therefore, calyx outermost hole. Calyx, it is the what? Outermost hole. It is the outermost hole of what? It is outermost hole of a flower. It is the outermost hole of non-essential organs. Which organs? Non-essential organs. Is it okay? Right? Now, sir, calyx is present at which node? First node. Corolla, second node. Androecium, third node. Gynoecium, fourth node. Yes or no? Therefore, calyx is present at which node, sir? It is present at first node, right? Therefore, calyx, floral leaves present at which node, sir? First node on where? Thalamus. Present at first node on thalamus. Floral leaves present at first node where, sir? On thalamus. Sir, this calyx, it is green in color. Calyx is what in color? Green in color. Sir, this calyx is the outermost hole, right? So it gives protection to flower in bud condition. When this flower is in bud condition, BUD, right, this calyx gives protection to the flower as it is the outermost hole. Who is the outermost hole? Calyx. So protecting the flower when in bud condition. Okay, right? Therefore, calyx what in color, sir? Green in color. Okay, green in color. What it does? Gives protection. What? Gives protection, right, to flower. Giving protection to what? Flower. In which condition, sir? In bud condition. protecting the flower in bud condition, right? Sir, calyx is made up of what, sir? Sepals. Corolla made up of petals. Androecium made up of stamens. Gynoecium made up of carpels. Sir, calyx made up of what? Sepals. So, unit of calyx. Unit of calyx. What is the unit of calyx, sir? Sepals. Unit of calyx. Unit of calyx. What is the unit of calyx, sir? Sepals. The unit of calyx is what, sir? Sepals. Based on presence or absence of sepals, two types of conditions are possible. Based on presence or absence of sepals. Right. Two conditions are possible. What are they, sir? Asepalous condition. Second one is a sepalous condition. Asepalous and sepalous, right? Based on what, sir? Presence or absence, right? Based on what, sir? Presence. Based on presence or absence. Based on presence or absence of sepals. How many types of conditions are there, sir? Two types of conditions. What are they? Number one. First one is asepalous. What is the first one, sir? Asepalous. Second one is sepalous. What is the second one? Sepalous. Name itself indicates asepalous. It means what are absent? Sepals are absent. Asepalous. Sepals are absent. What are absent, sir? Sepals are absent. What are absent? Sepals are absent. Sir, for asepalous condition, I am writing example, xanthium. What is the example for asepalous condition, sir? Xanthium. Xanthium. Now go for sepalous. Name itself indicates here sepals are present. What are present, sir? Sepals are present. Therefore, sepals present. Sir, sepals are present, no? These sepals are either free or fused. In sepalous condition, sepals are present. That sepals are either free or fused. Sepals are either free or fused. Sepals either what, sir? Free or fused. Sepals are either free or fused. Right? Sir, sepalous. Right, it is of two types. Of how many types, sir? Two types. What are the two types, sir? First one is polysepalous. What is the first one, sir? Polysepalous. 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 Second one is gamosepalous. What is the second one, sir? Gamosepalous. Sir, polysepalous means sepals are free. Free sepals. Gamosepalous means fused sepals. Sepals are fused. Sir, if sepals are free, polysepalous. Sepals are fused, gamosepalous. Go for the first one. What it is? Polysepalous. Sepals are, how they are? Free. It means here free sepals are present. What are present, sir? Free sepals are present. Free sepals are present. Now go for the second one. What, sir? Gamosepalous. Sepals are fused. Sepals are fused. What are fused? Sepals are fused. It means here which sepals are present, sir? Fused sepals are present. What are present? Fused sepals are present. Fused sepals are present. Now go for examples of polysepalous condition. Examples of what, sir? Polysepalous condition. Examples of polysepalous condition. Okay, right? I am writing the first example. Annona squamosa. Annona squamosa. What it is, sir? Annona squamosa. Annona squamosa. What is the common name of Annona squamosa? Custard apple. I am not saying apple, I am saying custard apple. Therefore, Annona squamosa, that is custard apple, is an example for polysepalous condition. Sir, this calyx, it is represented by calyx. We are discussing about calyx only, no? Sir, calyx is represented by symbol K, sir. Represented by symbol what, sir? K. Now see here, sir, in case of Annona squamosa, right, calyx present, no, right, sepalous condition. Which sepalous? Polysepalous. Now see here, sir, K indicates calyx. What is the unit of calyx, sir? Sepals. In Annona squamosa, 3 sepals are present. In Annona squamosa, how many sepals are present? 3 sepals are present. Sir, these 3 sepals are free. That's why I am not keeping these 3 in the bracket. Not keeping 3 in the bracket, as these 3 sepals are free. Therefore, polysepalous. Example, Annona squamosa. In Annona squamosa, how many sepals? 3 sepals. These 3 sepals are free or fused? They are free. So I am not keeping brackets for these 3 sepals. Okay, right. Now go for the second example. Brassicaceae family. Which family, sir? Brassicaceae family. Brassicaceae family. Sir, in Brassicaceae family, right, calyx is with how many? Calyx is with how many sepals, sir? 4 sepals. Sir, is there any bracket for this 4, sir? No. There is no bracket for this 4. There is no bracket for this 4. What it indicates, sir? It indicates that here the 4 sepals are. Here the 4 sepals are. What, sir? Here the 4 sepals are free. How the 4 sepals are free? Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, Annona squamosa, polysepalous condition. Brassicaceae also which condition, sir? Polysepalous condition. Polysepalous condition. Is this statement okay? Right. Now go for next one. What's, sir? Gamosepalous. What is, sir? Gamosepalous. Gamosepalous. Sir, gamosepalous means sepals are fused. Sepals are fused. Now for gamosepalous condition, I am writing examples. Examples for gamosepalous condition. Number 1, Malvaceae family. Which family, sir? Malvaceae family. Okay, right. Number 2, second one. Second family, Fabaceae. What is the second family, sir? Fabaceae family. Okay. And next one is Solanaceae family. What is the third family, sir? Solanaceae family. Sir, in case of Malvaceae family, calyx contains 5 sepals. These 5 sepals are fused, so I am keeping the 5 in the brackets. Sir, in case of Fabaceae family, calyx is with how many sepals, sir? 5 sepals. And these 5 sepals are fused, so I am keeping 5 in the brackets. Therefore, if we keep 5 in the brackets, what does it mean? 5 sepals are present which are fused. Okay, right? Sir, Solanaceae family, calyx with how many sepals, sir? 5 sepals. And these 5 sepals are fused. Therefore, what this symbol indicates? K stands for calyx. Having how many sepals? 5 sepals. These 5 sepals are fused. Okay. Now you see this indication K3. What it indicates? K means calyx. Having how many sepals? 3 sepals. These 3 sepals are free, so not inside the bracket. Okay, right. Sir, K5. 5 inside the bracket. What it indicates? K calyx. With how many sepals? 5 sepals. These 5 sepals are fused, so 5 is inside the brackets. Okay, right? Therefore, right? First condition is polysepalous, here sepals are free. Second one is gamosepalous, here sepals are fused, right? We are discussing about calyx, right? Now, what is the meaning of a persistent calyx? What it is? Persistent calyx, persistent calyx, persistent calyx. Sir, after fertilization, after what? Fertilization, calyx, corolla, androecium, they falls off. When after fertilization, calyx, corolla, androecium, they falls off. But in some plants, even after fertilization, the calyx does not falls off. The calyx which does not falls off even after fertilization, that calyx is called as persistent calyx. Sir, generally, after fertilization, calyx, corolla and androecium, they have to fall off. But in some plants, even after fertilization, the calyx does not falls off. That calyx which does not falls off even after fertilization, called as persistent calyx. Okay, therefore, what is the meaning of persistent calyx? Calyx, calyx which does not falls off, which does not falls off even after fertilization, even after fertilization, right? The calyx does not falls off. What is that calyx called as a persistent calyx? What is that calyx called as a persistent calyx? Sir, this persistent calyx is associated with a true fruit. Persistent calyx is associated with what, sir? True fruit. Why, sir? Because after fertilization, ovary develops into fruit? No. Ovary develops to true fruit? No. After fertilization, if calyx won't fall off, it should be along with what, sir? Fruit. After fertilization, if calyx won't fall off, that calyx should be along with what? Fruit. Therefore, persistent calyx is associated with fruit. What it is? Persistent calyx associated with what, sir? True fruit. Persistent calyx is associated with true fruit. Sir, persistent calyx is seen in Asteraceae family and Solanaceae family. Which calyx? Persistent calyx. Seen in persistent calyx, seen in which family, sir? Seen in Asteraceae family as well as in Solanaceae family. Asteraceae family as well as in which family, sir? Solanaceae family. Asteraceae family and Solanaceae family. Sir, this Asteraceae, it's a dicot family, sir. Whereas Solanaceae, it is also a dicot family. Okay, therefore, persistent calyx is seen in the case of Asteraceae family and Solanaceae family. Now listen the statement. Sir, in Asteraceae family, persistent calyx present? No. That persistent calyx present in Asteraceae family is called as pappus. What it is called as, sir? Pappus or pappus. The persistent calyx of Asteraceae family is called as pappus or pappus. Okay, I am speaking about persistent calyx. What it is, sir? Persistent calyx. Of which family, sir? Asteraceae family. Persistent calyx of which family? Asteraceae family. Persistent calyx of Asteraceae family called as what? Pappus or pappus. Just now I told persistent calyx should be associated with what, sir? True fruit. Yes or no? Persistent calyx should be associated with true fruit. Sir, in Asteraceae family, we are calling persistent calyx as pappus. It means now this pappus should be associated with which fruit? True fruit. Pappus is nothing but persistent calyx of Asteraceae. It means pappus should be associated with what, sir? True fruit. Sir, in Asteraceae family, the true fruit name is Sepals. What is the true fruit name in the case of Asteraceae family? Sepals. Therefore, pappus is associated with Sepals fruit in case of Asteraceae family. Okay, right? Therefore, in Asteraceae, in which family? Asteraceae family. In Asteraceae, right, this pappus or pappus associated with, okay, associated with what, sir? It is associated with Sepals. Sir, Sepals is a type of dry fruit. Sepals is a type of which fruit, sir? Dry fruit. Is it a true fruit or false fruit, sir? It's a true fruit. Therefore, it is a dry true fruit. It is a dry fruit. It is a true fruit. Is this statement okay? Right? Sir, in Asteraceae family, this pappus is associated with which fruit, sir? Sepals. Sir, what is the use of this pappus, sir? This pappus is used for dispersal of Sepals. It means with the help of pappus, right, this Sepals fruit, it moves in the air from one place to another place. Therefore, dispersal of Sepals fruit with the help of pappus through air. Okay, right? Therefore, what is the function of this pappus, sir? Pappus helps in helps in dispersal of what, sir? Dispersal of Sepals fruit. Helps in dispersal of Sepals fruit through what, sir? Air or wind. It means through wind, this Sepals fruit is moving from one place to another place with the help of what, sir? Pappus. Therefore, pappus helps in dispersal of fruit. Which fruit? Sepals fruit through air. Right? We are discussing persistent calyx. Sir, persistent calyx is present in Asteraceae family and Solanaceae family. Right? We completed persistent calyx in Asteraceae. Now we are going for persistent calyx in Solanaceae family. In Solanaceae family, this persistent calyx is of two types: marcescent calyx, accrescent calyx. Persistent calyx of Solanaceae family is of two types. What are they? Marcescent calyx and accrescent calyx. Right? We are discussing what, sir? Persistent calyx of Solanaceae family. Right? Persistent calyx of which family? Solanaceae family. Persistent calyx of Solanaceae family is of how many types? Two types. What is of two types? Persistent calyx in Solanaceae family is of two types. What are they, sir? First one is a marcescent calyx. Marcescent calyx. Marcescent calyx. Second one is accrescent calyx. Accrescent calyx. Accrescent calyx. Go for the first one. What it is, sir? Marcescent calyx. Marcescent calyx. Okay, listen here. Sir, marcescent calyx is a type of persistent calyx. Yes or no? Persistent calyx means it should be along with true fruit. Should be along with what, sir? True fruit. Now see this diagram. Sir, this is the diagram of brinjal. 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 Sir, in the case of brinjal, right, this is the true fruit. Okay. Sir, here, this is the persistent calyx. This is what, sir? Persistent calyx. Therefore, what is the meaning of marcescent calyx? The persistent calyx which is present along with true fruit. The persistent calyx which is present along with true fruit but does not grows along with true fruit. Sir, this is the persistent calyx. It is present along with true fruit, but along with this true fruit, this persistent calyx, does it grows? No. Okay, therefore persistent calyx which is present along with true fruit but does not grows along with the fruit, that calyx is called as a marcescent calyx. What it is called as a marcescent calyx. Therefore marcescent calyx means what, sir? Persistent calyx. Persistent calyx which does not grows along with fruit, which does not grows along with fruit but present along with fruit. Sir, this persistent calyx, it is present along with what, sir? Fruit. Present along with fruit, but does not grows along with fruit. This is what, sir? Marcescent calyx. Okay, marcescent calyx example. I am writing example for marcescent calyx. Solanum, melanzina. What are the examples, sir? Solanum, melanzina. Sir, Solanum melanzina, common name is brinjal. What is the common name of Solanum melanzina, sir? Brinjal. Sir, in case of Solanum melanzina, right, this is the persistent calyx. What it is, sir? Persistent calyx. That is a marcescent calyx. Whereas this is what, sir? This is a true fruit. In Solanum melanzina, this true fruit name is berry. What is the name of this true fruit in the case of Solanum melanzina? In the case of Solanum melanzina, the name of this true fruit is what, sir? Berry. Berry. Okay. Now, go for the second one. What it is, sir? Accrescent calyx. Which calyx, sir? Accrescent calyx, right? Now, what is the second one? Accrescent calyx, right? Accrescent calyx. Okay, now see here. Sir, this is a true fruit, sir. What is this one, sir? True fruit. And I am drawing a seed in it. This is the seed. Okay, right? Now, sir, this is the persistent calyx, sir. What is this white one, sir? Persistent calyx. See here. Sir, this persistent calyx, which is present along with true fruit, it grows along with true fruit and covers the fruit completely. Covers the fruit completely. See here. Sir, this is the persistent calyx. Sir, this is this is what, sir? This is a true fruit. What is this one, sir? True fruit. This is a true fruit. I already told this is the seed. Okay, this blue one, that is the seed. Therefore, see, the persistent calyx which is present along with true fruit and grows along with true fruit, present along with true fruit, grows along with true fruit and covers the fruit completely. It means now the persistent calyx, it is outside, whereas the true fruit is inside, because the true fruit has covered by the persistent calyx. This persistent calyx is called as a accrescent calyx. Therefore, what is the meaning of accrescent calyx, sir? Persistent calyx, which is present along with what? Along with true fruit, and grows along with true fruit, grows along with what sir, true fruit, grows along with true fruit and covers true fruit completely, and covers true fruit completely. Who has covered the true fruit completely, sir? The persistent calyx. Therefore, the persistent calyx which is present and which grows along with true fruit and covers the what sir, true fruit completely, that persistent calyx is called as accrescent calyx. Sir, accrescent calyx, I am writing examples. Accrescent calyx, I am writing examples. First one is a sunberry. What it is, sir? Sunberry. Second one is a gooseberry. What is the second one, sir? Gooseberry. Sir, this sunberry and gooseberry, they comes under genus. I am not writing a complete botanical name. Just I am writing the genus word of these two plants. Physalis. 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 Therefore, sunberry and gooseberry comes under genus Physalis. Sir, in case of Physalis, what is the true fruit? What is the true fruit in the case of Physalis? I am speaking about true fruit. True fruit in the case of Physalis is berry. What is the true fruit in the case of Physalis, sir? Berry. Therefore, this true fruit in the case of Physalis is named as what, sir? Berry. Named as berry. This is about accrescent calyx, right? Now listen here. In Tropa, what is the plant name? Tropa. The common name of Tropa is water chestnut. Water chestnut. Sir, this Tropa, it is a hydrophyte. Tropa is a hydrophyte. Tropa, it is a hydrophyte. We discussed this Tropa in photosynthetic roots. Submerged roots are photosynthetic in the case of Tropa. Yes or no? Sir, in Tropa, right, in Tropa, these sepals are modified into spines. Sepals, what? Modified into what, sir? Spines. As sepals are modified into spines, these spines gives protection to the fruit, which protects the what, sir? Fruit. Who is protecting the fruit, sir? Spines. From where we got the spines? The sepals itself modified into spines. Okay, right? Number 2, Musenda. What is the plant name? Musenda. Mussenda. Musenda. Sir, in case of Musenda, one of the sepal is modified into, right, colorful, attractive structure which looks like a petal. Which looks like a petal. How many sepals? One sepal. Therefore, in Musenda, what happens? One sepal becomes what? Colorful. One sepal becomes colorful, attractive. One sepal becomes colorful, attractive. One sepal becomes colorful, attractive, and looks like what, sir? Petal. Looks like petal. If anything looks like petal, we should call it as a what, sir? Petaloid. I told it in bougainvillea. In case of bougainvillea, bracts are petaloid because bracts looks like petals in bougainvillea. Therefore, bracts are petaloid in bougainvillea. Whereas in Musenda, right, who are petaloid, sir? Who are petaloid, sir? Sepals are petaloid. Okay, sepal is petaloid. Therefore, one sepal becomes colorful, attractive and looks like a petal. Therefore, here sepal is petaloid in Musenda. Okay, as this sepal is colorful, it attracts the insects for pollination. That's why this sepal is called as advertising flag. Which flag, sir? Advertising flag. Okay, right? Next, number 3. Take delphinium. What, sir? Delphinium. What is the plant name? Delphinium. Sir, this delphinium is commonly called as lark spur. What is the common name of delphinium, sir? Lark spur. Sir, in the case of delphinium, spurred calyx is present. Which calyx is present, sir? Spurred calyx is present. Sir, what is the meaning of spurred, sir? Spongy. Who is spongy? Calyx is spongy. Such spongy calyx is called as a spurred calyx. Okay, right? As calyx is spurred, this delphinium is commonly called as what, sir? Lark spur. L-A-R-K. Lark spur. S-P-U-R. Okay, with this we completed a calyx, right? In the next session we will discuss about corolla, right? Until then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.